that the artist struggle for his integrity is a kind of metaphor, must be considered as a metaphor for the struggle which is universal and daily of all human beings on the face of this terrifying globe to get to become human beings. It is not your fault, it is not my fault that I write. I will never come before you in the position of a...
Good evening, everybody. Here we are, another Tuesday. Poetry Corner Barbershop Talk, where we have good conversation about many topics and we cite some good poetry. Tonight we have a beautiful guest here. We have Kendra, La Perla Negra, and Sylvia Blaylock. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Everybody good. That's good. That's good. So tonight's conversation, is it cool to stay friends with the ex when the relationship is over? Oh, ladies, don't all speak at once. let's just go around the room. This is one of those things right here.
I'll go.
All right, since Kendra ain't been on here in a while, we're gonna start with you, Kendra.
Okay. I think, how would I say it? I don't have an issue with it not being toxic. Let me put it that way. I think that, sometimes you can end a relationship and the two people become toxic towards one another. Yeah. So I think that it's okay to be cordial as far as being like very close friends. No, I don't think that there's anything necessary with that. But as far as being able to see each other speak in public and being cordial, I think that is perfectly fine, but not like a this is my best friend type situation. No.
Okay, I respect that. La Perla Negra.
I agree with Kendra. Although you can separate from that person for good, but leave on a balanced thing where you can be in an agreement with one another and stay friends, but best friends, no, I wouldn't say that real close, tight-knit thing. Is it cool to stay friends with them? It depends on the dynamic of the relationship and how it ended. So, pretty much.
All right. We'll buy that for $1. All right. Miss Sylvia. Your mic is muted.
I just got engaged on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And I'm very protective of my relationship. But when I see the relationship between my partner and his ex-wife, I have to admit, I'd never seen anything like that. They're raising a child together who is now 13, and they are a village, married or not. It's a village, and when she comes, sometimes his ex-wife's boyfriend's daughter comes with her, or you know what I mean? I personally was not able to do that with my ex. When we broke up, it was delete from my phone, blocked on everything that I could possibly see you on, and burn everything that you touched. Because moving forward, the relationship is brand new. And if I'm going to forgive and you're going to forgive, then we can't be connected in any way like we were. So we're starting like strangers over. In which case, sure, we can be friends. It's not like I know you, right? And so that's kind of been my experience with it. But it depends on the person. If that's your best friend, you just don't live well together. That is your absolute, the person who holds your secrets. But you're not compatible in other ways, you know, you don't just throw love away, and you don't just throw good history away. What you throw away is toxic people, you know, things that didn't work and won't work ever.
All right. That's what's up. $5 for the top screen. I mean, me myself, it's a learning process. In my younger days, you know, I wouldn't even try to go there. When it's done, it's over. You know what I mean? Like you said, Sylvia said, toxic. You know, when you see something that's toxic, you got to get away from that. You know what I mean? Older age, it was a here and there moment. But I feel like you can, like Ken said, you can be cordial and civil, but I think it's personal choice because you never know what another person might be thinking. You know, you be friends and like, oh, you still into me. You still want me back. Like, no, I'm just being cool. I done moved on. Ship done sailed. I'm docked somewhere else. I mean, I'm now on a yacht instead of a boat. So I feel that you can be cool, you know, when the relationship is over, depending upon how you parted ways. You know, I think that has a big thing to do about all of that. You know, if you got off on a bad note, if it's just, you know, right there, I think you can still be cool. You know what I mean? Like I said, you just gotta feel a connection and vibe out. Kendra?
Yeah, I was going to say, I do feel like it. I feel like it may be a little bit different with men, women, and the views on it. I know that most men, or I won't speak for all men, but most of the men that I have encountered do not feel it is necessary to have any kind of relationship, with their woman. I'll say that they don't want their woman to have any kind of friendship or whatever with another male, which is a little bit different for me because my best friend is a guy. So it works a little bit. He's married and we've been friends for over 30 years. We've been friends forever. So it works out a little bit different, but I do find that, you know, most men, when they're done, most women, when we're done too. But, women, you know, we may be a little bit more flexible on someone being cordial, where, you know, the guys that I've encountered are just kind of like, you know, why even bother speaking to somebody else? So, you know, when you explain it to them, you know, and they become aware and I think secure within themselves, because I think that's where that comes from, is just insecurity. So when they're secure within themselves, and that, you know, it's usually, as long as you're not being disrespectful, but that comes on both sides. Both people have to respect one another when you're in a relationship. So
I totally agree with that. You know, I really do. I mean, I'm friends with a few exes with nothing else there. You know what I'm saying? We just cool and, you know, glad to see you where you at in life right now. We don't even speak about the past, like, oh, when we was together. You know, we don't touch any of that. You know what I mean? So, like you said, you got to respect each other's feelings and everything. You know what I mean? Or it just ain't going to map out. You're like, yo, don't hit my jack no more. I ain't changing my number. You know what I mean? Don't hit my jack. Text, call, or nothing. Social media, anything. You know what I mean? But
I was going to say, when my ex's parents passed away, I was a pallbearer in his mom and his dad's funerals. I wrote a poem. I read a poem for his dad's funeral, and I made the program. Now, my partner hadn't yet met him, and I'm like all involved, and his mom left me stuff, and it was that way. We might not be able to be together, but they're kind of family in a way. And like, you were together for so long that I'm a member of their family. And even his next girlfriend had a problem with the fact that I'm a member of their family. So they had to address the fact that I wasn't coming there like I'm your partner, but I know if someone did that to me and came to the repast at the parents' house, knows where everything is in the cabinets, and is going places you can't go, I can see where that could be touchy. But what I find is, if that's your spot, guard your spot. I'm not here for it, but if he's trying to give it away, what can I do about that?
No, I feel you on that. LaPearl?
To reiterate on Sylvia just said, I've always been the kind of person where I accept things for however they were, as long as that ex is not trying to get close to her ex, whom I'm with now, and they are respectful. I'm a very, very nice person. So if you show me that respect and consideration, then you get the same. I will act accordingly to how you treat me, your behavior towards me, your attitude towards me. I'm going to respond in accordance with what you asking for. This is what you bring in. This is what you're going to get. So be prepared. So if you are a good person, basically, and the family, they have a basic love for you, like Sylvia was stating, I have no problem with you. I'm going to fall right in line. Okay, well, this is a dude. She's cool. She's good. It's no reason for me to start anything because, for one, I know who I am. I have no reason to feel threatened. But if you come in a threatening manner, okay, then there's going to be a defense put up. But I ain't going to start no shit. So I ain't going to be not on my end.
Nah, I could dig it. I mean, that's just like I was working for the ex, at a hotel as a groundskeeper, even when I was in my new relationship, which turned out a marriage and everything like that. The ex-wife wasn't feeling that. I mean, she was like, I'm not happy about that. Are y'all still? I was like, nah. I said, even though it was like a bad breakup, but I was just hired as an employee, groundskeeper, laundry dude. But so I had to think about it. I was like, well, I don't want her feeling uncomfortable thinking, X, Y, and Z. So I quit the job. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I made up an excuse to quit the job, but I wanted everybody to be cool, about it. So, if that's who you married to and stuff, you gotta respect your lady, So yeah, but some people, they're not cool that you working for the ex, huh? You sure something else ain't there? But it is what it is, but that was good with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Respect that. You have anything more to put on that before we get into some poetry?
I was just going to comment on what Ms. Sylvia said. That is family is definitely a different dynamic when it comes to relationships. I was just recently went through or finalized a divorce, was married for over 20 years. And with my my family and friends were very concerned, how they felt like they weren't supposed to continue having a relationship with my ex. And I was like, I have no issues with them or anybody else, anyone that's, my sisters, my parents, we had a relationship, it was a long relationship and, things didn't work out between us. I don't hate you. To me, once you truly love somebody, you can never just really, well, depending on the circumstances, I'll speak for myself. I would never hate, my ex. That's not what the situation is. But and I don't expect anybody else to have to change their relationship because of my decision. Right. That is a very different thing when you're dealing with family. I remember when we first started dating, you still have the prom pictures up, that's just something, it's so, it's minor, right? You're looking like prom pictures, what's the big deal? But, when you're first acclimating yourself into a family and you're like, wait a minute. And then sometimes, you do have to get used to, and that's where you have to find it in yourself. I think, all three of us have said we have to learn to be secure within ourselves and to know, hey, that's okay. But, your mother's going to respect and, all that. As long as that's there, we're fine, and when it's not, or if it gets to a place where that's not there, then, that's when you have a conversation with your person or with your mate, and then they address that accordingly. So.
All right. That's what's up. So who would like to take the stage right now? All right now.
ladies.
All right. Let's mute our mics. You know what I'm saying? So everything good.
Ready? I think it was when you tripped and spilled your shade all over my white dress that I knew it wouldn't last. When my shine so bright it paid for the house and the lights, and when you slipped up and said I gave you no room to let your manhood swing, so you dropped it off in some fast girl's thing. So I rocked the baby by. I rocked the bye, baby, on the treetop until your sleeping manhood caused the power to stop. Love letters on neon orange paper stuck to the door, but who's keeping score? Because now you need to get on your feet, and we've got three too many mouths to feed. They say there's more money up the road, so away you go. I keep on dancing with the changing beats, asking the Lord to teach you new songs, maybe a tango in some faraway land in which some exotic stranger could take you by the hand and fill in those steps you could not seem to pick up. More likely, you were on some corner holding out a cup. My shine returned tenfold, and my children learned respect. My acceptance speech gave it all to them, my heart and soul to keep. You popped up, looking dapper and just a little bit worn. The world had taken the sparkle from your eye. Your walk has a dip, that trick hip that tends to slip. Body bruises tell on those secrets lying just beyond your lips. Some things won't rhyme like why I let you stay. I won't keep you from your kids. I'm better than that. I won't let you die alone. That's a promise I will keep. My spiritual being is watching yours fade. You've come home to die in the shape that I made. And that's that piece.
Oh, wow.
All right, Sylvia.
Peace. Can I ask what the inspiration was for that? Was there a...
My ex, we don't have children per se. We have businesses we started together, and my ex became ill. When he returned to California, he did not die. In fact, I came and let him stay with me and nursed him back to health, and he moved to Washington and got married.
Okay. I was going to say, the person actually died. I was like, oh, that's so tragic.
We were talking about it after the fact, and I was like, you know what? I nursed you back to health. I brought yourself here. You knew he wasn't blah, blah, blah. And now that you're well, you, what?
Hey, that was a dope piece, though. That was beautiful, though. I mean, true indeed. All right, La Perla Negra.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this. My devices are acting up. This is actually a combination of two pieces, but I thought they fit. All right. And you know me, y'all that know me, I'm the queen of untitled pieces. All right. So I've always been a shaman of energy healing. I'm an amalgamation of stardust and the essentials in life. I was broken to see peace emerge, and although war still rages inside of me, I have no shame. I kiss my heartbreaks away every day and wrap what's left of me in my blessings, yet I have no understanding of why some hurt is tattooed on the chambers of my existence. I carry love's burden, and it's called unconditionally given because it knows no other way. I know of no other way, but I thirst for it. So no matter how far I ran, I could always hear my soul calling out to me to just come back home. Until the day I realized how someone treats you is more important than how much you like them. And that is when that it wasn't them. I was hurting the beautiful soul that I am. But I'm not a hypocrite. I stand in front of the mirror completely naked and unafraid to face the truth. I claim ownership of my past and I've made peace with it. So when my soul bears its scars to you, understand that it's just evidence of a powerful testimony. And I promise, if I open my world of love to you, you'll never feel any residue of what I've been through. You'll just reap the benefits of an amazing end result. But if you forfeit your spot in my life for something different you later come to realize ain't treating you like I do, then that's your loss. And you can bet your life it ain't out of spite that I ain't coming for you if you do. Because I don't chase. I absolutely attract. And don't get it twisted. I wish you nothing but the best always. Because when you're trying to heal, holding grudges do no good. They just get in your way. So please do, by all means, stay over there where the shit is spread around. I'm still watering my lawn. That probably went over your head when you went over that fence. That's that piece.
Ooh, okay. That's what's up.
Thank you.
I love that line when you said I was broken to see peace emerge. I love that line.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Kendra.
Look it.
I'll share. This is a piece. It's interesting. I was talking to a guy, and I had told him that I didn't want to be in. I wasn't looking for a relationship because I was working on me. Right? Told y'all what else. So this was a poem that I wrote in response to something that he had noted because of that. I was once told that I would end up as someone's side chick because I'd said I didn't want to be in a relationship, because I was taking time to focus on me, trying to heal all the areas that I found unworthy because of love lost. But I wonder, can you help me understand why love needs a title? Why relations have to be confined to society's terms? Does a piece of paper really define all that you are? Does it list all the properties of said property with noted values? How much is it to own love? What is the true cost? Is it as cheap as the ink on a paper that's signed, or maybe as expensive as a pinky's promise? Is it only love when it belongs to one? And if so, what happens when that one is done? Does love survive as one single, being scattered around in change, trying to find itself whole again? Is love ever whole? Or is it just a hole in the eye of its beholder, looking for a tinge of beauty beneath, wanting to be seen without an arrow, wanting to be held without a rope, to feel love without being told? Seems that loving me always comes with a steel. What attracts can also repel. When the magic of your spell didn't lead my words to tell you I love you back, so now my character you try to attack. I get not wanting to be alone. I get wanting to have a queen for your throne. I get it, I do, but I am not ready. And I'm not asking you to wait. And I won't let your desire rush my future's fate. So if your love is connected to a title, I will lovingly watch you go, knowing the reckless love I showed was a seed I had to sow for you to know. My love can't be tied to a title. I spread it as I see fit. So the truth simply is you can't handle me, but there is someone who can, and we will find each other whole and titleless until I decide that you deserve to look at me and say that she is mine.
Ooh, that's
Girl,
what's up.
you got so many gems in that piece. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
that was lovely.
You know, I had to stop trying to write them down. I'm like trying to write them down real fast. Like, okay, no, it's all of it. Just all of it.
I wasn't even going to start to try and type it in because every next line was like, oh. So I just held on to what I could, and the emphasis that is put on the the marriage to between two people by man's law instead of the fact that it's recognized, the pure love, the real love, the togetherness, wanting to be with that one person for the rest of your life is recognized by the Most High. It's ridiculous, because you shouldn't have to be respected. Your relationship shouldn't have to be respected due to man's law.
Yes.
Okay, by a piece of paper. You know what I mean? And girl, you put so much in there. I have to watch this video once we're done with this, because like I said, you dropped so many gems. You said what's inside of us, inside of so many of us, what we want to say, how we feel. And I just girl, up by my head to you. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I'll say this. I think that one of the things that I learned out of my divorce is just how to go into something. So, and you see, I focus kind of on the title, and I think people always want the title. It's like we don't. We rush into a title without a relationship. It's like, you don't know me. You told me to be your girlfriend because you like how I look, you like how I cook, you like the money I make. Same thing for a woman. A woman may like a guy, how he looks, but you don't know anything about him. It's just like, I just want you to be my girlfriend. So it's like, no, we need to go through the process first so that we have a strong foundation. Once we get that foundation, then we can talk about titles.
It's always mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? With me, mind over matter. In my higher days, not the younger me. You know what I mean? But that's important. But someone in the chat have a question. Do you feel like you need to be handled?
They gotta elaborate on that for me. Handled. What do you mean?
That's all they said. Do you feel like you need to be handled?
I think they're probably speaking on that line where I stated that they couldn't handle. If that's what I'm assuming, that's what they're
probably so. Yeah, because you come when you're speaking your piece.
Oh, so and I say this. I think that you have to be able to be compatible, and maybe handled is one of those words I think that can go either way, right?
Right.
But I do need someone who can be compatible with who I am as a person, with what I find important, right?
Yes.
So,
that's true.
You can't handle the fact that I don't want a title, then you just can't handle it.
I'm just gonna double down on what you said. What you said, do need to be handled. Yep, sure do.
You can't handle the truth,
and that's the reality of it. I don't feel that I need to be handled, but people feel that they need to know how to handle people like me, and they don't find out until they bite that bitch off that you actually can't. Well, you might be allergic. I don't know. But
I don't believe the word handle need to be displayed or dealt with. You have the communication.
Yes.
That's what happens when there's absent communication, then there's misunderstanding that might lead to some drama. You know what I mean? So communication is key. Whatever is key is chi, energy. You know
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I don't. I'm sorry. You finished?
No, go ahead. Good.
I don't particularly care for that word handled. But I think what it is, people fall in love with the idea of you rather than like Kendra said, taking the time to get to know you. This is why I always stress to people, be friends with your lover first, the one that you so quick to jump into and lay claim to. Find out who they are. I mean, we never really truly know everything that's going on in a person's head, but for the most part of the life that you want to spend together with that person, get to know them, take the time, find out what makes them laugh, what makes them toot their lips up in disgust. Watch them, observe them, talk to them. Yes, definitely communicate with them. See what touches them without you laying your hands on them. Okay, what stimulates them when you speak to them, or when you act a certain way, smell a certain way, walk a certain way, anything. Observe your partner and find out about them and become friends with them. And then you can lay claims on them and handle them the way that you can adjust to.
Friends before lovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we all have to adjust to that person that comes in our lives. I don't care who we are, because we have a preference, okay? And everybody doesn't come suiting that preference that we have. It's just something natural in us because we have likes and dislikes. That's it.
That's
right, it's not
Jack.
to say that we're better or less than, but we like what we like. And that person has to take the time to get to know us. Pay attention to your person, okay? And also pay attention to how you react to them, okay? And just communicate that to them, man. Let them know that shit. Because if you sit around, okay, yeah, that's all right. No, I'm not letting that shit slide. I'm not gonna get nasty with you. I'm not gonna get cold, but baby, can we talk? Can we talk? I'm the most. I swear, my late husband always said my wife will talk to an ant crawling across the ground. Okay, so you can talk to me, and that's something that is pushed to the side. It's dismissed nowadays because we're living in a narcissistic, soulful self society. Nobody wants to take the time and talk. It's like if you start a conversation, what you mean? What is wrong with you? You know?
That's why I always say to each his own. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I'm going to get into this piece called Eyes Inside My Eyes.
Mike is yours.
If the windows are tinted and my vision become blur, it's not only about me when I'm connected with her. Believing in a man who chose to give a part of him. Before a relationship began, we started off as friends. Hugging the heart within the external of my skin. It's an Atterberry spin, dry and cycle Washington. Or maybe silence, so defiant against the norm. Some fall a victim of whatever's gone, don't even mourn. Celebration of life, memories are deep and held. Before you understand, it's best to know Joel. See, I look and learn and listen, playing my own position. Posted up in my kitchen, cooking while others be different. Smiles last longer than deception when you truthful. Enjoying the most beautiful and wonderful, suitable companionship that get a lift instead of a drift. Why be a curse on a verse when you can be a nice gift, King?
Oh yeah, I love that. Love that.
Say that last line. Can you give us that last line again?
Why be a curse? Why be a curse on a verse when you can be a nice gift?
You can be a gift. Yeah.
Yes. That's
I like
right.
when you said that about smiles. That the smiles last longer than deception.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the producer have a question. Has times changed, or have we just gotten more mature?
Both.
Both.
Some of us. A lot of us playing catch up, yo. I'm trying to tell you. But honestly, I don't think it's so much the times have. Can I say the times have changed and they haven't changed?
Times have changed. Why be friends if it ended?
I'm just gonna say it. Once I hit my 50s, I ran fresh out of fucks to give and just felt like, okay, 51 is looking pretty cool and I don't give a fuck about what you think about my hair. 52 is feeling kind of cool and I've decided, yeah, I'm glad I lost all this weight, but I like my belly, so I don't give a fuck what you think about my weight either. And as I went on, it was like, oh, look, there's a whole lot of shit I don't give a fuck about. I could do this forever. And so I decided I wasn't going to date. And the man that I am going to marry was delivering my groceries. Came to my door. I was celebrating me. And he was like, it looks like I've got bags full of a party here. Can I take you to dinner? Not in your house sometime. Literally had to come in my house and find me. Yeah. And you know, I don't know that times have changed because the same old is still the same old. But if you live long enough, you'll learn. If you live long enough, you'll learn, and you will change, or you will still be with that same toxic person forever.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
and never learn.
What I've seen growing up to what I see now as a grown man, you know, turning 52, I've seen a lot of people when I was younger, the older people saying like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's a friend of mine. We used to date back in the day. we still friends and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? But when you think about it now, it's like, oh wow, like, oh, it's like that. Like, but in today's world, you have some people like, yo, I don't fuck with her no more. I don't just any other, like, kind of in a disgruntled way. You know what I mean? So, times have changed. It's just we mature now. You know what I'm saying? And it's really not that serious, I feel like. You know what I mean? Some people you can be friends with, and some people you can't. And let's see, y'all all are seasoned women. Producer said y'all all seasoned women. That's true.
Better know
just
it.
for our conversation.
Better know it.
But what about
if you're Generation X? If you're Generation X, your parents were probably young when they had you. Mine were. And what I'll say to that is my parents are more petty than I would ever be around relationships. My dad likes to flex on his exes with my mother and say, oh yeah, we sold everything and moved out of the country and look at what I bought her. Wish you was, sucks to be you right now. We have not changed. We are a generation that is watching a devolution, if that makes sense, of what the values were. I'm seeing people much older than me, married for 20 and 30 years, getting divorces, where we were told that the long marriage and working at a job till you retire is how that goes. I don't think it's us. I think it's them.
He said, absolutely, Pops is a man of a certain age, a man's man. Well, how do you feel
petty
about,
as the day is long?
How do you feel about still being friends with an ex though? Like, is it a requirement? Is it cool? Like, does it matter? Like,
It's not a requirement. It's okay if you can be friends with anybody. That means you have a good rapport with them, and there's nothing wrong with being positive in any relationship, whether it's been long term and you just couldn't be together with that person.
Right.
I think it's fine being friends if, in fact, you are truly a friend to them. But I want to go back to what you were just talking about times changing. Honestly, I haven't seen any change except for in the structure of buildings. That is it. I think people are pretty much the same, because I come from a very toxic background, so I got it all. Okay, I've seen it all. I've been around toxic people, and within toxicity, you see all the chaos. You see the lies. You see the fronts, people posing as good when they have a hidden agenda behind them. I've seen it all. So what people do now is still pretty much history repeating itself. It's just that we have learned to adjust to it and stick to our guns about it and not allowed it to affect the lives that we are building. I don't think times have changed. There's some modern stuff, like I said, in the structure of buildings. Money looks different, but I don't think so much the times has changed.
Just a rejuvenation. But
yeah, I feel like sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I do feel that the way relationship is different. Mm-hmm. And I say that just because of social media, because of all of that. We're so open and we have access to people that we never would have had access to before. So in that way, it is something new to learn how to relationship or how to bond with someone in that way, because it's easy. It really is. And I think we as poets, especially, I'm new to the poetry scene. I always say that, poster right there with COVID is when I kind of came on and got to meet people, and I've met so many amazing people. And explaining that to someone who's not on social media, who's not, who doesn't do that, it's kind of like, oh, well, who is this guy? And who's that? It's like, no, we're just friends. We're cool. Like, we get on here, we do poetry together. When you do poetry together, you do get to know or I've found that most of the poets that are in my circle, you get to know people on a different level, because because we're vulnerable. Men, where in public you may meet a guy and he's not going to be as vulnerable. But if he's a poet, you get to learn those things. Same thing with us women. We're putting out our vulnerabilities. We're letting people know, this is my strength, this is my weakness, this is where I hurt. And so we build that community, being there for one another. So I do feel like, in that sense, for me, it was different. And that was, around the same time that I separated. So it was a lot to take in one time.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
We are more exposed as poets, right?
We find new ways to fall in love with people because of social media and because we are meeting poets on the internet. I fell in love with someone's pen so much so that no matter how badly the relationship devolved, I had to get some therapy about the fact that I'm in love with their poetry and will always be in love with their poetry, but I cannot reconcile myself with the human being anymore. And I fell in love with something that wasn't real. And I'm a Capricorn. I feel like I've kind of cornered the market on reality. Wow. And when it was like hit in the face with the reality of the reality, I was like, okay. So I will suck the ink out your pen, but I can't do you. So we have a new way to fall in love, poets. And I say that all the time. We have found a new way to fall in love because I don't have to like you to love you for what you write.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Sylvia, since you right there in that door, why don't you spit another piece for us?
I sure will, sir. It comes around. I'm sorry. I'm starting over. It goes around like it comes around. The attempt to snatch earned crowns. The desire to see winners be less so. From being the show to running solo, too stubborn to give up and afraid to fail, I would rather crash and burn than turn tail. What survives in the rubble needs a bath with a lot of bubbles. Tequila, a pen, a notebook, and some sativa. This trouble I'm up to is all good in the hood. Not a lot of time to get through to the people that I want to and need to. If there's one lesson I've been paid to know, is that everybody ain't gonna get to go. I have a pocket full of receipts for the price I've paid for all these lessons thrown my way. I've got a pocket full of receipts because I know what I've paid. There's no compass point that reads, now you've got it made. But if I could choose, when you get right down to it, I've survived going through it and yeah, won't he do it? I've got more than I asked for, and baby, listen. Catching a star in my hands and wishing counts as prayer, depending on my intentions. I have got a pocket full of receipts for the price I've paid, and I consider this love my reward. That's that piece.
Ooh. Lovely piece. Pocket full of receipts, huh? Put them things in the envelope.
Look, lessons that you learn. That was powerful.
That was deep.
It's a 3-piece one. Pocket full of receipts has purse full of receipts and a bag full of receipts because I'm talking about 3 different things involved, and I've got the receipts.
That's what's up. Thank you for that piece. Okay, we're gonna spin back around with Kendra and then La Perla Negra.
Well, since we were just talking about falling in love with poets, I have a piece about that, so I'll share that. I haven't read it in a while. I don't think it may be a little bit racy in a couple of spots, but it should be fine. I once heard it said that you shouldn't fall in love with a poet, but poets need love too. And I am a poet, and yes, I know how to magically manipulate innocent words to create memories of heaven's out-of-body experiences. I can sweetly speak seductive spells through airwaves, causing your magic stick to stand and float in the air. I know how to charm precious venom from snakes and lead them to slip into a hot, wet hole and explode, hoping to return just to have it done again. I can supernaturally maneuver mind's consciousness to, unconsciousness, to unconsciously dream and feel the touch of my finger's tip. I know how to sup you out of reality into my ecstasy and leave you glowing. How to take penetration and withdraw pure seed, how to come hard and leave soft, how to flip 6 to 9, turn your grind into a wind, sending your kind into orbits blind, sight, tears falling, falling into wings for protection. I mend broken hearts through the windows of my soul, and I rehabilitate life through the forgiveness of smiles piercing light. I can watch you see me watching you and see you hear every word I say without ever opening my mouth. I am a walking oracle, placing poetic patterns on paper, penning freedom song. I am a writer, scribing prescriptions that turn dark clouds crystal blue. I can impress life into you, but my words do not come and are not meant to harm. I come unarmed. It's just me. And while my words may touch everyone, there is a special someone that can inspire what no one else can. One who will fill the well of my ink, pen my paper's composition, and enlighten me with the power of their own majesty. So am I really that scary? I am just a poet who feels love. I am a poet who needs love. I am a poet who gives love. I am a poet that possesses the very essence of love. I am a poet, and I am love. I am a poet, and so are you. So do you think I'm not worthy of one falling in love with me too?
Beautiful, beautiful. All right now.
Telling the secrets. Look what you did.
I know, right?
Telling everybody.
Hey, Sylvia LaPearl, I won't be doing no collaborations with you, Kendra.
You gonna cost me another week of therapy. Dang.
Might catch me with writer's block. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, you know, don't even start about that writer's block.
Don't start, LaPearl.
You already know.
I know. Well, LaPearl, it's on you right now. Give us what you got.
All right. This is called Light in the Dark. So y'all want to know what the cost of my freedom was. All right. You know, I came to realize that I don't have to move like them because my authentic fly is within myself. My swag is my swag because I learned to hold my head up and go back around the world, fearlessly retrieving all the pieces of my heart that I thought was lost each time it was shattered. I'm a wounded healer, and you better believe I'm a beast at working through my pain now. My resiliency comes from many betrayals and friendships. But this heart of mine doesn't have 9 lives, and it damn sure ain't invincible. So I don't pick at scars after I'm healed. I've got enough blemishes. I don't open old wounds because I don't give samples of myself. And pain from heartbreak's bad memory is not that kind of pain I draw pleasure from. My eyes are open, and I do not wish to roam among the ruins of what once was. So I keep my head towards the sky because it's easier for the guiding light to enter my heart. I smile because that part of healthiness is effortless, and it suits me. I'm teachable, so I live within learning and understanding because simplicity is the most beautiful thing in the world. But just because I've perfected repairing broken things That doesn't mean that you get to look me in the eyes and lie at your convenience. See, in this circus of life, it gets so hard to balance on a high wire between emotion and logic. But with my pen and one mic, I do have a safety net. And the course set for my flow of ink is constructed by the Most High, of course. So if the fact that my way of life is offensive, simply because I don't stay down and I keep healing after damage is done, then just like vintage water and fire, exit stage with a hard left. Because, baby, only those who have known darkness can truly appreciate the light. And I've made my home in hell before. But hey, when you know, and that's that piece.
Wow. Only those who have known darkness can truly appreciate the light. Ah.
All right.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
The ladies are doing it up, but we're gonna spin the block again. I want you ladies to get y'all shine on one night. I mean, let the audience know you're poets out here who get busy. So, Miss Sylvia, we're gonna come back with you.
Okay. Before I do, La Perla Negra.
Yes.
I heard you say that there's a lot of pain that you do not derive pleasure from. You know what I also heard you say?
What?
There might be pain you do. I was like, oh, wait. What just happened? What?
Y'all already know.
I'm going to read my piece. And before I went into it, I wanted to say, I saw you. I saw what you did there.
Okay, you caught that. All right.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay. Once our eyes take in a thing, that is savage to our sensibilities and blinding to our peace. We are at the mercy of our healthy brains as to how often we are called to remember it. So much of what we see in our day-to-day life can be attributed to not actually being there for us or not fully comprehended by us as projection. Like movies running on top of our lives. We relive some things on the surface of the reality we find ourselves in, so much so that we are becoming accustomed to the presence of what we see over and over that is more real to us than those once in a lifetime moments that are happening in our lives, like substrate. In this way, memories rule our patterns. When we bear witness to what we can't turn away from or had no choice in witnessing, we have to burn our retinas and etching on our cornea and encoding in our vitreous humor and infusion in our aqueous humor. And without extraction, we are unable to see past it. Without, in some way, re-experiencing it. Because it is a memory that is impactful. We're not given the choice of whether we would like to know this thing. We are forced to experience it whenever it is triggered, wherever it is triggered. When we begin to build defenses against what actually becomes attacks, unwelcome intrusions, we're not erasing what we see. We're learning to see through it. We develop the ability to see the reality on the other side of these things, and we tune them out. We avoid certain things that trigger. We alter our schedules to allow sleep to come with aid. We don't speak of it, and we don't allow it to be spoken of. We press on. But when we write down not the triggering event, but our feelings around it, when we choose to see not the thing, but its atmosphere, when we avert our eyes from the crash and witness all else around it, we allow our eyes to see something known and ease our minds out of the world we create when we are broken by love. The very uncomfortable place that we are when viewed with our own eyes on paper is a banishing spell to all that seek to keep us from our minds, like old ghosts in our hearts that don't leave us be. As we allow the ink to be our lifeblood, we pour onto paper the secrets of our soul, and eventually we address those things we dare not speak of. We see words that we would not say nor have said, and we move forward. We close the book and move from it into sunlight or rain or cloudless full moon night. We close it and we move away from where we left it. We feel the moonlight on our skin as we walk in the world with our burden captured and contained. We are the person we were before them. We meander under the trees, hearing the birds as though for the first time. And eventually, we address those things we dare not speak of. We speak their name. We shed those tears. We see words. Oh no. We close the book and we move forward into sunlight or rain, or cloudless full moon night. We close it and we move away from where we left it. We feel the moonlight on our skin as we walk in the world with our burden captured and contained. We speak their name and we shed our tears. We meander under the trees, hearing the birds as though for the first time. We speak their name. We shed our tears. We give ourselves the space that we create between the trauma and ourselves. We speak their name. We shed our tears. We give permission to get what lived in the world behind our eyes out of our headspace. We speak their name. We shed our tears. We give ourselves control over how we experience this space. And if you're ready for it, the chance to be supported is just one pen stroke away. We speak their names. That's that piece.
Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. Such a beautiful piece. And so many nuggets.
That was lovely.
Oh, goodness. So many nuggets in there.
Yes,
I love the line where you said, when we are broken, you talked about being broken by love. And then, I don't know, the part about shedding our tears. That's one thing that we're often afraid to do, right? But it's one thing that
We're told. You know, you're supposed to be a strong woman, so you're supposed to suck that shit up and just go walk around broken, leaving bits of glass and whatnot all over the place. Everybody who touches you get their fingers cut the fuck up. At some point, you have to say what it is, or else here you go walking around saying, no, I'm fine. But you've got this thing living. The reality is, at least for me, I let it live in my head and I let it grow into more than it actually was when it happened. And eventually it was pretty bad, but it was like atomic bomb Hiroshima shit by the time I actually dealt with it. And then he burned down my house. And then, like, bitch, you don't have a house. What? I feel healed by it, and I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, that's peace, though. Definitely did.
Yeah.
Miss Kendra.
I'm going to read a piece out of my book. I am an author, and I just recently published this book. It's called Peace is of Me. But it's peace, P-E-A-C-E, is of me, and not pieces. So a lot of people get that confused. So this piece is called Love's Breath. So I'm going to share it. I pray eternal echoes of love pump through your veins as your heart's blood forevermore. I pray kisses of forever glide across your tongue and endure on your lips eternally. I speak spoken actions matching spoken words every day you awake under sky's horizon. I speak a come true to your dreams, dream purposed in glory's planting of perpetual seeds. I speak a blooming of your seeds in time's time. I give priceless life moments lived within each savored second, tasting each delicious breath breathed before resting upon dove's wings. I give wildly danced dances in refreshing rains on summer days lasting into the embrace of midnight. I love you as bright as each named star in the span of the sky. I love you whole as if you have never been broken. I speak you whole through words spoken. I see you. I see you as creation's thought. I feel you in spirit through the silence of your voice. I see you as God imaged in perfect form. See your power as a perfect storm, thundering as a tsunami above the whisper of your fears, lightening the atmosphere with strikes of your voice, winding life to my soul, blessing holy grounds with your living words. I see you bursting through ground, rooting ancestors' grounds, standing solid on any ground. I see you. I honor you. I respect you. I love you indefinitely with each breath that I have left. I love you with the breath that I have left.
All right. That's what's up. Beautiful piece on that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, that was
That,
beautiful.
that
Definitely.
made me just sit back and be like,
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
it
Thank
definitely
you.
was. Thank you for delivering that piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
All
I'm
right,
trying to
LaPrel.
find the piece I wanted to do. One second. Oh, here it is. All right, so
All
this
right.
piece is kind of short, but it's still a piece nonetheless. Okay, this is called Pour Rain into My Cup So I Can. Invest in me. Pour rain into my cup so I can cleanse the dark walls of my heart and begin to shine again. I have space. Pour into me as I pour into you, and let our reasons for becoming more than just being overflow smoothly, beautifully, and spiritually. Pour into me. I love your storm. Pour rain into my cup so I can show you life blooming again and again as we speak our understanding into this life. Then we can watch this world flourish. Let us continue to flow and spotlight your passion with sunlight through my rainforest. Because amidst the storm, your spirit is fierce. I feel safe. You're beautiful without making a sound, yet speak in silence like clouds through subsiding winds and the calming of leaves on trees. Pour into me. I love your storm, and we are one in this dance. Pour rain into my cup so I can cleanse the dark walls of my heart and begin to shine again. For there is no such thing as poetry which does not save. I am your lyrical beauty. So pour rain into my cup so I can create poetry in you. And that's that piece.
Oh, that was beautiful. Pour
Oh,
rain so I can
all right.
cleanse the dark walls of
Cups,
my
the
heart.
cups.
Oh gosh, I love that.
Cups of love.
Poet.
Cups of love. Well, ladies, before I get into my piece, would you like to tell the audience out there? I'd like y'all to click like and subscribe to the channel so you can receive the notifications. And ladies, just let them know where they can find you on social media and what you got going on.
Okay.
Sylvia?
Okay. I'll go first. I am the CEO. Well, okay. I am not the CEO. I am the chief executive poet of Queendom Network, www.queendom.network. I'm easy to find. What my goal in life, literally, my mission statement is unleash the poets. I am getting poets paid to perform and have been getting increasingly successful in getting people booked in Northern California, creating events where there were none, and finally getting together the network that I wanted to put together so that shows like this in the future will actually have a network that is doing spoken word and poetry programming, and I am going to be that network. I am that network.
All right,
Look me up. I'm looking for poets.
That's what's up.
Oh, I'm gonna holler at you. Okay.
All right, I'll pass the word on like they pass the gospel. I got you. All right, LaPearl.
Okay. All right. So you can find me through Epiphany Radio. That's a poetry network created by For Real the Poet. I host a couple shows on there during the week. Excuse me. So with these devices. I host a couple shows on there a few nights a week. And you can also find me on Facebook as Danielle Cheney. And that's pretty much it. Look for me Epiphany Radio. I'm gonna drop the phone number to it. It's 319-527-6300. And you can call in any night of the week at 9:00. That's where all our shows start. You can even call in as early as 8:45. And we got a poetry show for you every night of the week. You can find me on Instagram as well. I forgot about that, as I'll brighten your day at 69. And that's pretty much it. And if you need anything made from crocheting, I got you.
All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Okay, Kendra.
Okay, my name is Kendra. I go by My Canna Shell on Instagram. Facebook, I am My Canna Shell, Kendra My Canna Shell Murphy. So you can find me on those two platforms. I also host a show on first, third, and fifth Thursdays on Instagram. It's called Ain't Right After Dark. But any kind of poetry is welcome. So poets come through there, of course, from around the world to share their poetry with me. So I do it at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also do host live shows here. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. So I host shows here and had a number of poets come through from all over the place. The last show that we did was in January, I think it was, and I had oh goodness, the Galaxy of Poets was here. So we had like poets and they have like a conglomerate of poets too. So, but yeah, you can find me there. Of course, like I said, I have a book. It is available on Amazon. If you click on my link tree in my Instagram bio, then you can see everything. I also do have a boutique. I won't call it a small boutique. I have an online boutique where I sell mostly African-inspired clothing and accessories. So yeah, just follow me and look me up.
I got holler at you too.
Thank you for that.
I have a book too. I never tell anyone
about it.
I don't know why I forget this. I'm also the author of Uprising, a book of poetry. It's on Amazon. Sorry, I forgot to mention it.
All right.
And I used to be the host of Poetry in the Raw on Epiphany Radio. It was the first place that I had my own show and then started my own network. So thank you, For Real, for giving me my start.
Right. That's what's up. So I'm going to end the show with this piece. It's titled, This Is It. Connections run deeper than opportunities, unsolved mysteries. My belief in having history that ride into eternity. Keeping thoughts on memories from a time and space locked in. Without concern of what will or when because of happenings, doorways to one another, never closed on hearts exposed. This poem was a verbal rose handed to the one I chose. Very highly, I think of you as I rewind the clock to a past time, placing words from my mind inside this pages of lines. Here, my dear, I exhale this through an air that is cool and clear. May you accept the beauty of this kindness as it appeared. Right before your eyes, as your ears hear the sound of friendship, wake up our conversation and replenish ideas that never finish. Smile and hold on to the next moment of peace, power, and love. Enjoying that special feeling within the energy of a comfortable hug. The ties are what lies inside the highs instead of goodbyes. Laughing and joking provide a high that reside in friendly skies. King.
Yes. Oh, I love Lowry said, "Oh, this is a verbal rose given to the one that I chose." Like,
Thank you. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. I would like to thank you, beautiful guests, for coming in tonight to enjoy this here event with me on this Tuesday, Poetry Corner Barbershop Talk with Poetry. And to everybody out there in the Poetry Corner universe, peace, love, and poetry. We'll see you next Tuesday.
It seems to me that the artist struggle for his integrity is a kind of metaphor, must be considered as a metaphor for the struggle which is universal and daily of all